but an elitist enterprise. But we're at least going to try to put forward a vision that's much more voluntary and decentralized and positive than this bloody top-down Tower of Babel centralized apocalypse narrative that everybody's being force-fed now.
It's so funny to me always how they attack the minds of people, really, and especially young minds, from both ways. It's on the one hand this apocalyptic, like the whole world is going to come to an end, a really alarmist story. And then on the other hand, on the individual level, it's an anything goes story. Everything is relative, you know? There's your truth, there's my truth, there's nothing such as an absolute truth, you know? There's no God, there's no real morality, everything goes. And that combination is so incredibly deadly. And that's why I think it's so important what you're doing with this, and we need to counter it.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely right, Eva. Well, you get the worst of, so look, the most intense and totalitarian tyranny will necessarily emerge in the midst of the most fragmented and individualized population. And you see this on the identity front, you know, because the radicals' claim now is that your identity is nothing at all other than what you feel it to be at this moment, which is as hedonistic and whim-driven an identity as you can possibly imagine. And the consequence of that isn't freedom, except the freedom of idiot whim. The consequence is that you will 100% hand over all the responsibility that you've abdicated to top-down tyrants, and they will control every element of your life. You can't have a tyranny without fractionated individuals. And it is a perverse marriage, right, of that intense, subjective, so-called freedom with this insane top-down international distant tyranny. And we're definitely drifting in that direction super fast. Go ahead, Michael.
That weaponized migration, again, with massive people coming from massive numbers of countries into places like the United States and all across the EU, that creates that fracture, not at the personal level in one mind, but in the whole population. You know, nobody's going to be able to come together. You're not going to have Dutch farmers in Netherlands are going to be able to stand up because they're going to be replaced, right? And then you're going to have a bunch of people from Somalia and other places that are all mixed together. They won't have any centralized ability to organize. Perfect slaves. I mean, this is very easy. This is what they say they're going to do.